Welcome to today's episode, where we'll be exploring the fascinating legend of Padre La Rue's lost treasure in the Organ Mountains of New Mexico. This tale of gold, faith, and adventure has captivated treasure hunters for generations. Our story begins in 1798 in a small colony in northern Chihuahua, Mexico. A young French priest known as Padre La Rue was tending to his flock of settlers. Times were hard, and the community was struggling with a severe drought that threatened their very survival. One fateful day, a dying soldier arrived at the colony. As Padre La Rue leaned in to hear the man's final words, he received an unexpected gift: the location of a gold deposit in the Sierra de los Órganos, or Organ Mountains. The old soldier, having traveled extensively in the northern regions of New Spain, shared his secret with the Padre, hoping it would save the starving people. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman, Alan. Please leave a like or comment. For more desert adventures, hit the subscribe button. The soldier's directions were precise. He told Padre La Rue to travel 10 days north until reaching El Paso del Norte, where the Rio Grande cuts through the mountains. 2 days further north, he would see the stone pipes of the Organ Mountains. At the northern end, he would find a pass and the Spirit Springs. Nearby, at the foot of a high cliff, lay the Cueva Vegas, or Cave of the Meadows, where the gold was hidden. Inspired by this revelation, Padre La Rue gathered his people and presented them with two options: return to Mexico and find homes among friends, or embark on a perilous journey to the Organ Mountains in search of gold. The choice was unanimous: gold. The small band of settlers packed their meager possessions and set out on the Camino Real, the royal highway connecting Santa Fe and Mexico. After 12 grueling days, they arrived at a broad green valley with the towering Organ Mountains on the eastern horizon. They found the Rio Grande just as the soldier had described and traded with the Indian village of Tortugas for much-needed supplies. Continuing their journey, they reached the pass at the north end of the Organs. There, they discovered the Spirit Springs gushing from the rocks and the Cave of the Meadows. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon chunks of milk-white quartz with evident gold content. They had found their promised land. Padre La Rue, ever the wise leader, established rules for their new settlement. All gold was to be brought to him, and he would use it to purchase supplies and equipment from the valley settlements and El Paso. He stressed the importance of keeping their discovery a secret to prevent outsiders from coveting their wealth. As months turned into years, the community prospered. They built a high stone wall around their village and maintained a constant guard. Inside, stone houses bustled with activity and contentment. They constructed arrastras, ore crushers, and adobe smelters to process the gold, which was then stored in the Cave of the Meadows. However, as Padre La Rue had warned, gold often brings trouble. The first sign of discord arose from an unexpected source: the Padre himself. In the excitement of their newfound wealth, he had neglected to report to the church in Mexico City about the colony's progress. This oversight would soon have serious consequences. Back in Mexico City, the church grew concerned about the lack of communication from Padre La Rue. They dispatched a representative, Señor Maximo Miliano, to investigate. Upon arriving at the original colony site, Miliano found only abandoned ruins. His inquiries led him to the Indian village of Tortugas, where he learned of the colony's new location in the Organ Mountains and their discovery of gold. Miliano traveled to Spirit Springs and demanded to see Padre La Rue. When the Padre appeared atop the village wall, Miliano insisted that the mine and all gold bullion be turned over to the church. Padre La Rue firmly refused, stating that the gold belonged to his people and had been revealed to them by God's grace. Angered by this defiance, Miliano returned to Mexico City. Padre La Rue knew that their peaceful existence was now threatened, and he feared the arrival of gold-seeking hordes. But an even greater danger loomed. The local Apache tribes, resentful of the colonists' presence at their sacred spirit springs, had been plotting revenge. One stormy night, they launched a devastating attack on the village. They showered the settlement with arrows, set fire to buildings, and overcame the guards. Padre La Rue made his last stand in the treasure room, guarding the gold until his dying breath. As the attack raged on, a torrential rainstorm broke out. The surviving colonists fled to the canyons and peaks for shelter, listening in terror to the sound of raging floodwaters tearing through their village. When dawn broke and the storm subsided, the survivors returned to find their village in ruins. The mine entrance had been buried under tons of rock and rubble. The cave of the meadows, where Padre La Rue had guarded the gold, was hidden behind a wall of stones that would take years to remove. Devastated, the refugees made their way down to the Rio Grande Valley, where they found refuge among the Mexican colonists who had recently settled there. But the legend of Padre La Rue's gold lived on. In the generations that followed, countless treasure seekers have scoured the Organ Mountains, hoping to uncover the lost gold. The land, once part of Chihuahua, now lies in southern New Mexico, but the allure of the treasure remains as strong as ever. Some tantalizing clues have emerged over the years. In 1907, a prospector claimed to have been shown the old cave by Teso Aguirre, a descendant of one of the original Spirit Springs colonists. However, the actual treasure remained elusive. Colonel A.J. Fountain of Las Cruces, New Mexico, reported finding an old record in either the Masilla Mission or the Dona Ana Mission that described the richest mine in the Spanish Americas, located near the present-day town of Organ, New Mexico. Another intriguing account tells of Spanish refugees stopping in El Paso on their way from Mexico to Spain. They reportedly possessed a church record from Mexico City that gave the exact location of the Spirit Springs mine. Yet, despite these proofs, no one has ever managed to locate the legendary treasure. In later years, the streets of Las Cruces buzzed with tales of Padre La Rue's gold. Local lore speaks of explorers stumbling upon strange caves containing stone couches carved from rock, stained with what appears to be ancient blood. These stories continue to fuel the imaginations of modern-day treasure hunters. The Organ Mountains, with their rugged peaks and hidden canyons, remain a magnet for those dreaming of striking it rich. Men and women continue to spend their lives searching, digging and exploring every nook and cranny of this unforgiving terrain. They're all driven by the hope that just around the next bend, or perhaps in that unexplored cave, they'll finally uncover the golden treasure of Padre La Rue. As we conclude our tale, it's worth noting that while most historical records fail to mention Padre La Rue, the persistence of this legend suggests there may be a grain of truth hidden somewhere in the story. Whether fact or fiction, the tale of Padre La Rue's lost treasure continues to captivate the imagination and drive exploration in the Organ Mountains of New Mexico. The story serves as a reminder of the powerful allure of gold and the enduring nature of legends. It speaks to the human desire for adventure, the quest for sudden wealth, and the romantic notion of uncovering long-lost secrets. While the gold may never be found, the legend of Padre La Rue ensures that the Organ Mountains will always be a place of mystery and possibility. As you drive through southern New Mexico and catch a glimpse of the Organ Mountains on the horizon, take a moment to imagine the determined colonists led by Padre La Rue, the fierce Apache warriors, and the countless treasure seekers who have combed these peaks over the centuries. Who knows? Perhaps the next person to uncover the truth about Padre La Rue's gold could be you. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of one of the Southwest's most enduring legends. Until next time, Keep your eyes open and your sense of adventure alive. You never know what secrets might be hiding just around the corner. Please leave a like or comment. Hit the subscribe button for more desert romps.